We're diving back into the Lenovo Legion Go S in this video. And this time, I've got SteamOS running on it. It's powered by the AMD Ryzen Z2 Go processor, and this chip is the heart of this device, and I'm excited to share how it's been holding up. Let's do a quick recap of the specs just to remind everyone of what we're working with here. You have an 8-inch screen at 920 by 1200 resolution at 120 Hz refresh rate, crisp and smooth for a handheld. Our unit is the base model, rocking 16GB of RAM and a 512GB SSD with the option to expand storage via a micro SD card, which is super handy. Of course, powering it all is the AMD Ryzen Z2 Go processor, which does a solid job keeping up with modern games while still staying efficient for portable gaming. Now, this configuration is currently priced at around 35,000 pesos on Lenovo's website, and I think this is a great option for those who might not have the means to shell out for higher configurations of the Legion Go S, or might be into lighter indie titles when you take a system like this out in the wild. But let me show you how the Legion Go S handles some of the games that I've been playing and revisiting lately. Okay, so first up, Oblivion Remastered. Now, I haven't gotten far in this one, but it's been a blast so far. This is a demanding title, especially on the world map, but the AMD Ryzen Z2 Go processor pulls through, delivering 45 to 55 FPS at 800p with a mix of low to the lowest settings. Now, we're going to be leaning heavy on FSR3 on performance with this and frame gen as well to make sure it runs as smooth as possible. But once you're in an instance area like caves or dungeon, the Z2 Go really shines, pushing 60 FPS or higher with occasional dips. For a tito like me who experienced having all the attachments on the very first Game Boy, a handle like this is super impressive and just shows how well the processor handles demanding titles like Oblivion Remastered. Next up is Cyberpunk 2077, because this is pretty much the benchmark for any gaming device, right? And the Legion Go S handles it really, really well. I'm using the Steam Deck preset at 800p with FSR3 on performance and frame generation on, as well as it makes a huge difference to keep things smooth. I know that you're only seeing the in-game benchmark so far, but I did want to show you this and how well the Legion Go S handles this part too. Jumping into the game and driving around Night City, I'm getting around 50 to 70 FPS most of the time. There are some dips into the 30s, but the Z2 Go recovers quickly, keeping the experience immersive. Of course, I've also loaded into an old save file to cause some chaos, and the processor kept up, averaging around 60 FPS while I was tearing through the streets and trying to get the most enemies on me as I could, until I got flatlined, of course. Now let's talk about Metaphor ReFantasio. Now this game's here because I've been meaning to clear it from my backlog, and it's perfect for a handheld gaming device like this. The Ryzen Z2 Go processor handles it well on intermediate settings, though I dropped the resolution slightly to balance visuals and performance. In turn-based combat, you're looking at 60 FPS or higher, which feels really smooth. Now, exploring the world, you might see minor dips, but nothing that breaks the experience. The Z2 Go gives you enough power to enjoy games like this without having to sacrifice too much on visuals, which is great because I bought this game at release and it's about time that I finished it. Now, I just want to remind you guys, this is the base model, and the AMD Z2 Go is a capable chip that strikes a great balance between performance and efficiency, making it ideal for a handheld at this price point. If you want more power, I would of course recommend getting the version with the AMD Z1 Extreme, since that has a lot of extra muscle. That being said, the Z2 Go holds its own for most games, especially if you're willing to tweak settings and balance everything out to clear that backlog. Now, one thing that I did mention is that I have it running on SteamOS. Now, this is the white version of the Go S, which originally comes with Windows 11, but it was really easy to get SteamOS on this. Trust me, I'm always worried that I might brick a system. I always call a friend to make sure that I'm going through the right steps. But if you follow Valve's instructions on their website, you should be up and running in about 20 minutes. I've been using this again for a little over a week, and I absolutely love it since it gives the Go S more of a handheld console feel, even being able to put games into standby mode with very little issue when I have to drop everything when the wife calls. I did end up missing Game Pass, which you can still totally get on SteamOS if you're willing to jump through a few hoops. And just a reminder, guys, if you're into competitive shooters like Fortnite and Call of Duty, there are certain anti-cheat systems that Steam just doesn't support just yet, and I just want to give you a heads up on that. Now, I do have friends who have treated their Legion Go like a mini Windows PC, even editing short videos on it just because they can. So if you want the ability to do that, or just want a portable workstation if you don't want to bring your laptop around with you, then that might be a reason to stick to Windows 11. I do have to mention that if you install SteamOS, you will have to install a couple of things like Decky Loader, Legion Remapper, and Simple TDP to make sure that you can take full advantage of the power under the hood of the Legion Go S. But again, it will only take a couple of minutes that are well worth the time. But I am pretty sure that Valve is currently working on an update so it will natively support everything on the Legion Go S, so you can skip those steps. Hopefully by the time this video comes out. Now, if you can extend your budget, I do recommend going for the AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme version, since that has a lot more muscle under the hood. Like I've been saying, there is a bit more of a balancing act when it comes to the base model, but it's not bad for the hardware this is packing, especially if you want something that's portable, again, to clear that endless backlog of games that's just getting bigger and bigger with each release. Now the choice is yours whether to get the Windows version or if you'll wait for the Legion Go S that already ships with SteamOS out of the box. But again, it was really easy to install SteamOS on the Legion Go S. I just wish that the updates would come sooner rather than later, so you don't have to take the extra steps to download Simple Decky TDP, Decky Loader, and all of that stuff. But what do you guys think of the Legion Go S? Is it something that you've been eyeing? Are you planning to get one? Let me know in the comments. But that's it for me. My name is Tito James. Peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next one.